Want to take your Gunpla from basic to breathtaking in record time? Today we are taking this Zaku to the next level using my secret weapon, 3D printing details. I'll cover the tools, the techniques and the painting tricks you need to know. Let's start! Hello and welcome back! I found this used red Zaku in Tokyo for a few bucks, and today its time to shine has finally come. Here's the game plan. We're going to upgrade the waist, make the shield pop, and give the backpack a complete overhaul. My secret? 3D printed detail parts. They're easy to use, there's a ton of variety to choose from, and they look absolutely sick. And don't worry, you'll find a list of all the tools I use with links in the description below. Let's start with the waist. I'm torn between a few options, so I'll prep a couple to test fit. I just need to snip the supports with my nippers, clean up the knobs, and give them a quick sand to make everything nice and smooth. I'll assemble them without glue first, just to see which one I like more. Let's see. This one is a tad too big, but this one? Perfect, an easy choice. But we do have our first issue. The detail piece is flat, and the Zaku's waist isn't. Nothing a good sanding can fix. It looks like Mr. Zaku is enjoying the spa treatment too. Much better. Moving on to the shield. I've got everything I need right here. It's the same cleanup process as before, standard operating procedure for any of these resin parts. These two pieces can connect, but I think I'll keep them separated. Okay, test fit is a success. Now I'm really excited about the backpack. Let's remove these spoony stock thrusters. We're swapping them for some aftermarket ones worthy of the red comet. Trust me, once these are assembled, they are going to look glorious. For the test fit, I used a bit of blue tack just to hold them in place, and unsurprisingly, the peg won't fit. Time for a quick drill. And boom, there they are. With this, we can hit ludicrous speed with no problems. Last but not least, we need a way to regulate the excess heat from all this new power. Some heat sinks right here should do the trick. And would you look at that, I just happen to have some lying around. A quick snip, a little sanding, and we can measure where to cut or strip. One last sanding pass and perfection. Our parts are prepped, tested and ready for a makeover. I'm going to speed through the painting phase since I've covered it in depth in other tutorials. Check out my playlist in the description below if you're interested in learning how to brush paint your models. As always, I'll prime everything nicely. Since I'm using an unpainted model for this demonstration, I went with a neutral grey. Using a red would result in a different shade and would look pretty wack. Talking about wack, while you enjoy watching me paint, you can play whack-a-mole on those like and subscribe buttons down there. You can win my gratitude. Sounds nice, isn't it? Next, I'll go in with some titanium. I just love this color. Finally, a touch of red here and there. Keeping the color scheme consistent across the parts really makes the whole job cohesive. For the thrusters, we're doing something a little different. Instead of standard acrylics, I'm going to show you my favorite marker trick for that burned metal look. I have a full tutorial on this, but I love the technique too much not to show it again. I'll start with pouring some bright metallic silver into a plate. This will be the base for everything that comes after. Just brush it on the whole part. Then some yellow. I'll be using a weathering brush for this, which makes the whole process easier, but you can go with a regular brush too. Let's clean almost all of the color on a towel. Then we will gently dab the tip on the upper part. We want to cover roughly half of the thrusters in yellow. We will repeat the same process with red, carefully creating a transition from the yellow. We keep going with some purple and finish it with blue. I will then use some light blue for the inside. This will also highlight the border of the thruster. And here we are. I just love this technique. Once you get used to it, you can make the whole process in just 10 minutes, and it looks gorgeous. A pass of gloss varnish and we're ready for panel lining. If this is your first time watching one of my painting videos, let me introduce you to the king of panel liners. It applies super easily with a fine tip brush, and it won't crack or melt your plastic, it's super safe. But the real magic is the cleanup. All you need is water and some cotton swabs. Dip the swab in water, dry it slightly on a towel and gently rub away the excess. It cleans up any imperfection beautifully. I just love it. Let's now glue together our details, and we are ready for applying our flat top coat. Now that everything is dry, time for the last touch, metal etched details. I want to add these turbine blades to the thrusters, and I'm going with the bigger ones. They're going to look great. You can even twist the inside blades slightly with your tweezers to give them a really cool 3D effect. Lovely! I just use some blue tack to pick up the piece, dab a little super glue on the rim, and drop it in. I am so happy with how this turned out. I'll add a few circular details here and there. And a big one here. It's like it was made for this spot. Now we're really at the final stage, when everything comes together. Let's glue on the 8 sinks, the thrusters, and the waist piece. A quick trick for the shoulder shield. A place of scribing tape makes a great guide to ensure you glue the part on perfectly straight. And here we are. The modifications are done. I hope you like the result as much as I do. This is a quick, highly rewarding way to add serious depth to your mecha kits, even on an unpainted build. I still can't get over how good this backpack looks with those oversized thrusters. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and check the description if you want to grab some of those details for your own kits. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!